Alright everybody, it's Voodoo51292, and today I will be doing a video which is basically going to be more of a concrete gaming schedule, you could say, at least through somewhat of the first half of the year 2012. I'm doing this on the first day of February 2012. Earlier in January I actually put out a video with kind of a rough gaming schedule, just mentioning some games that I might be interested in playing. I didn't know. But now, a bunch of release dates have changed since that video, and I have a clearer picture now of what I'm going to be playing. So I wanted to make this video to kind of give you guys a more concrete understanding of what games you'll expect to see in 2012. So I do actually have my computer with me here, because I have all the games pulled up that I'll be doing, and I'm basically just going to run through them. Now, some of these games I know about, I know basically what they are. That was a pretty good one. Some of these games, I actually don't really know that much about them. There are new IPs, and I haven't really researched them that much. They just look interesting, and look like something I want to play. So, we'll basically start off as soon as I stop burping. And anyway, the first game that I'm going to be playing in 2012, the first release I'll be playing, will be next week. On February 7th, The Darkness 2 comes out. I guess it's just called Darkness 2, not The Darkness 2. But that comes out. I do know that that is like an interesting first-person shooter game with some interesting mechanics with the demon arms and stuff. And the demo looked pretty cool, so I'll be playing the Darkness 2. Sorry, I almost said The Darkness again. It's a Darkness 2 in the week of February 7th. Then the week after that, a long-time PlayStation exclusive returns with Twisted Metal, which I guess is kind of like a reboot because it's just called Twisted Metal. It's not called Twisted Metal anything else. So I guess they're rebooting the series, more or less, for the PlayStation 3. And normally I don't do racing games, but Twisted Metal isn't necessarily a racing game. I played Twisted Metal a long-ass time ago when I was smaller on like PS1 and PS2. And, you know, basically just, from what I remember of it, it's basically a game where you just are crazy, your vehicles have crazy weaponry and stuff, and you go around blowing the shit out of other cars and stuff. So I'll be checking out Twisted Metal on the week of the 14th, Valentine's Day. Then the week after that, there's two releases that I am planning on doing. You have Asura's Wrath, which is a new IP, and I've seen some gameplay of that. It looks really interesting. It looks kind of Japanese-like. It looks like a game that I wouldn't necessarily play, okay? But it's one of these games that, since I'm doing the channel, I'm going to be trying to branch out and doing, like I said, I usually am open to trying new genres of games as long as it's not like a genre of games that I know I don't really like that much. But Asura's Wrath, we'll find out. We'll see what it's all about. I'm interested in playing it. Then you have the game Syndicate that week, too. I don't know much about Syndicate. I don't even know if it's first-person, third-person, shooter, or anything. I don't really know. But I know Syndicate's coming out. I think it does have some co-op elements to it. I don't know. I'll check that out if anybody is getting Syndicate or anything like that. I may look into that. Then the week after, so there's a new release every week in February that I'm going to be playing. 2 on the 21st, but on the 28th there's another game, Binary Domain. Again, another game I don't know that much about. But I want to check it out, so we'll go ahead and do that. And then it's good because we have a couple of weeks off, because surprisingly March 6th, which before, you know, just a couple of weeks when I actually made that first gaming schedule update video, March 6th was like the biggest release date of the entire year. I mean, you had all these games that were supposed to come out. You had Mass Effect 3, you had Max Payne 3, Ghost Recon, all these games coming out on March 6th. You still have a good amount of games coming out on March 6th, and in fact Mass Effect 3 is still coming out on March the 6th. But all of the games, other than Mass Effect 3 coming out on the 6th, I'm not really interested in playing. And again with Mass Effect 3, I've said this before, but I'm going to say it in this video since it's more of like an official gaming schedule video. Mass Effect 3, I'm obviously absolutely playing this year. Here's the deal. I just got an Xbox last year in 2011, and therefore I never had the chance to play Mass Effect 1 or 2. I do own both of those games. I went and purchased them after I got the Xbox 360 because I'm very interested in playing those games, and I do not want to play Mass Effect 3 cold, without playing Mass Effect 1 or 2, having those save files affect the story, having the experience of the first two Mass Effects. So I've said this before, and I'll say it again so people don't go crazy or get confused. I am doing Mass Effect 3 late summer of 2012 because my plan is, at least, since summer is usually a slow time for games, my plan is to use the slow time to play Mass Effect 1 and 2. That way I have all of that, that experience, I've done all of it, and that way I will be able to jump into Mass Effect 3 fully understanding what's going on. And if I feel like if I play Mass Effect 3 without playing the first two, it'll be unfair to me. I'll be robbing myself of the experience, and it'll be unfair to the viewers because I won't be able to give as much good commentary or insight as I would being able to play the first two. So I will not be doing Mass Effect 3 the week of March 6th. I will be doing that in the summertime, okay? And so because of that, all the other games I wanted to play on March the 6th have been pushed. So that week is now completely free, which is fine because since I have two games the week of the 21st, if I don't complete one of them or whatever, I like sometimes every few weeks having that 2-week gap there where it allows me to catch up on stuff that I haven't been able to finish. So we do have that week, and then on the 13th, March the 13th, is Silent Hill Downpour. Now, I have never actually played a Silent Hill game in my life, if you can believe it. Once again, the channel giving me an opportunity to jump into all these classic IPs that I never have played before. Silent Hill is one of them, and so I will be doing Silent Hill Downpour the week of the 13th. Then the week of the 20th is Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, and I've never, if you can believe it, I've never actually played through a Resident Evil game before. I know that's incredibly difficult to believe, but it's true. I've never played Resident Evil. Again, keep in mind, I was not a hardcore gamer until like last year, so I've never played Resident Evil. Now, Raccoon City, what we're planning on doing is that game, I believe it is the one with 4-player co-op, and I've talked to Brandon, obviously, TGP Gaming, and he has a friend, DC Gaming, and we have been throwing around the idea of trying to pull off 4-player co-op for Raccoon City. We have no idea if that's going to work or not. I mean, it's going to be incredibly difficult considering school is going. We're all busy, but there is a pretty big break coming up there. Obviously, if this gaming schedule holds true and there's no more games inserted, which I think there probably will be, but looking at it right now, there's a huge gap that if we want to do the 4-player co-op, we have a while, it looks like, to kind of spread it out and do that. I don't know, obviously, what the gaming schedules of TGP is or DC or any of that, of that. So we'll have to see. I'd like to do it. It would be something completely new and unique on the channel. Obviously, a 4-player co-op. We've never done that before, so I think it'd be pretty cool. We'll find out what's going on for Raccoon City. You do have a game the very next week on the 27th called Inversion, which was supposed to come out, I believe, this month in February, and has been pushed till March the 27th. It looks like an interesting game. It looks like a third-person shooter from what I can tell with some anti-gravity mechanics, so I'll look into that. And then here comes the giant leap I was talking about. I don't see any releases I'm interested in playing until April the 24th, so basically a month break in the middle there with no new releases. Now, again, I'm expecting that there'll probably be another 1 or 2 releases that are stuck in that time period, although we're only 2 months away, so maybe there won't be. Maybe there will really be that huge gap there. I don't know, but anyway, if there is that gap where I'm not playing anything, and it doesn't mean there's not new releases, it just means what's coming out I don't want to play necessarily. Obviously, if we're going to do 4-player for Raccoon City, that whole time gives us a lot of time to work on it, and then obviously, if we're not done the next week, I can be playing Inversion when we can't do Raccoon City, so that gives us a long time to do that. That month I can do all kinds of stuff. I can go back to Skyrim. I mean, if you give me another month of free time to do Skyrim, I can do a shitload of stuff with that. I could do play with some viewers, play with some fans and some multiplayers. If people would be interested in doing that, I could do that. Of course, I'd like to do it because every time I've done it, or almost every time I've done it, I've made really good friends. That's how I met Brandon. So that would be a cool thing to do that month. So we'll see. It may be nice because we have so many games. How many games are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games I would have completed before that, or have played at least before that that gap. So it might be nice to have the break. We'll see. But anyway, after the break, on April the 24th, the game Prototype 2 comes out. I never played Prototype 1, so I'm excited. I know Prototype 1 was kind of a big IP. People really enjoyed it, so I'm interested in playing Prototype 2. Then the week after that, on April the 30th, you have Spec Ops: The Line. Never played a Spec Ops game, so we'll try that out. On April 30th, then there was a couple weeks break, and then you hit May, and you have Max Payne 3 coming out on May the 15th. Again, one of those games that was supposed to come out on March 6th, but got pushed all the way till to May the 15th, and that's actually going to be, it's going to be interesting because I have to see, I may be on vacation that week. I don't know, because my last day of exams is actually on my birthday, May the 12th. I don't know if I'm going to have an exam that day. But we're planning right now, as I talked about before, to go to Washington, D.C. And from what my parents say, they would like to go toward the end of May. So if we go the week right after I get out of finals, I may be on vacation that week. That Max Payne 3 comes out, which, kind of sucks because Max Payne obviously is going to be a big game this year. But if I'm on vacation in D.C., I can't really complain. But we'll talk about that obviously as we get closer. But May the 15th, Max Payne 3. The week after, another game pushed back from March the 6th, is Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier. I still find that hard to say. Future Soldier. I find that very difficult to say. It's a tongue twister. That is coming out on May the 22nd as of right now. Again, I may be on vacation that week. I don't know if I am. We'll have to push it into June because I only have one game here listed in June, and I don't know if this is a real release date or not. I tend to think not. But Gamefly at least has a Borderlands 2 coming out June the 30th. Like I said, I don't necessarily believe that date, but it's the date that they have, so we'll see what happens. And that's it. So 13 games so far that I have marked down that I want to play, and that's obviously just the first half of the year. You still got a ton of games, maybe, possibly not coming out this year in 2012. I mean, Bioshock Infinite we know is supposed to come out in 2012. I don't see why it wouldn't. They've been working on it now for, it's been 2 years since Bioshock 2, and so you'd think it's coming out this year. They've said it is, but we still don't have a release date for it. The potential of GTA 5 coming out. You've got Halo 4, which I have no idea if I'm playing. No idea. Never played a Halo game, so I don't even know if it would be worth it to play Halo 4 because I wouldn't know what the fuck is going on. So I don't know if I'm even going to do Halo 4 if it does come out this year. Dishonored, that's a game that potentially will come out this year. There's all kinds of games that I know I'm just not even thinking about right now. Obviously, you're going to have a new Call of Duty in November from Treyarch this time, which actually kind of excites me because, as you know, if you watch my channel, I was not impressed with Modern Warfare 3 at all. I actually really didn't like the game very much. I play it every now and then just because, it's multiplayer and it's kind of fun to fuck around with, but I don't really like Modern Warfare 3. And I really enjoyed Black Ops, even though it was broken. And now that Brandon has an Xbox, if we both were to kind of recapture with the new Call of Duty on the Xbox what we could with Black Ops, that would be amazing. And it would be a ton of fun because I just remember how much fun we had playing Black Ops, and I kept that game alive and played that game for months on end. So we'll have to see. I'm not going to be running out and purchasing it. I know I said that for Modern Warfare 3, and then I went back on my word. I went out and bought it anyway. Not going to happen this year because I've learned my lesson. I'm going to wait. I'm going to rent the new Call of Duty, play it, and if I really enjoy it that much, then I'll consider getting it for Christmas or something. Since it comes out in November, probably, that's usually when they come out, so you'll have a new Call of Duty game from Treyarch that I'll be checking out, and I'm sure various other big retail releases at the end of this year. And of course Mass Effect 3 in the summer. So lots of good games on the list. I'm excited to be getting back to games. It's been a long time since I've actually been on like a weekly schedule of playing games. It's been since last November, November of 2011, so it's been a couple months that I've been on an actual schedule of, okay, the game's coming out this week, let me play it fresh. So I'm excited to be getting back to it. I hope everybody's excited to kick off the year 2012 with some great games. I'm looking forward to it, so yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Look for The Darkness 2 next week, and all those other games coming in the future, and obviously if anything changes, I will let you know, and I'll probably do another one of these gaming update videos maybe sometime in the spring, maybe around April, late March, April, something like that, if we get a bunch of new release dates or anything changes, alright? So I'm Voodoo51292, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all throughout 2012 for all of my game playthroughs. So I'll see you later.